It's day 2 of the 2025 44 Cup World Championships here in Scheveningen. And after a dramatic start yesterday, the forecast for today is looking superb. The gradient southwesterly breeze is blowing partly off the land, which will make it quite shifty, as the wind on the sea is slightly different to that coming off the land. Let's jump straight into the action. So day 2 of the 44 Cup is race 4. There's 35 seconds to go before the start. We have quite a long line for the number of boats and it's reasonably spread. We're riding on board with Gamera Racing. Nick Hutton now on the left of screen, the bowman looking, checking the breeze, giving feedback to the team. The pitman Kinley Fowler is looking to make sure we got the runners set up correctly and all the halyards and all the sheets are led well. They're really winding these boats up now. It's 10 seconds to go before the start. Black Star Racing on the right hand side of the screen here, trying to get in at the boat end, at the committee boat end, but it's Aleph Racing who nails the start at the committee boat end. It's 15 knots, it's from the south and the breeze is quite strong. We've got a one boat on port, just trying to tack onto port at the pin end, trying to get out of trouble there. Looks like they've not had the easiest time, and at this stage in the first race of the day, the tide's relatively slack. Later in the day it will build and come from left to right across the screen here. So as we look at the fleet, the left hand side of the course nearer to the land is likely to be a little bit lighter. That's because the breeze is blowing along the shore and slightly off the shore as well. What does that mean for the top? And as we look at the picture now, we're seeing the drone flying high to capture the fleet as they approach into the top mark. It's very gusty. We can see that from the big dark patches on the water, and it's Gamera Racing who are coming into the top mark with a length lead. They've sailed a nice job here and they've got a little bit of a margin here. They've turning a boat down onto angle. They're exiting the mark. They've got a good hoist and they're off and away. Who is it going to be in second? It's the local team, Team Charisma. They are in second here and a good hoist from them. Aleph Racing, the boat that started at the committee boat end, are in third. From Team Nika in 4. And who's 5? It looks like it's Team Aqua in 5. With the Slovenian team, Team Serif in 6. Black Star, who tacked out at the boat end, are coming in 7. And their team is poised to hoist this big red Jenica. Christian Zura there turning a wheel, having to do 2 stabs at that to get the boat down on angle, but it's a good set. The kite is setting one out on the mark. They're all keen to stay on starboard jibe here out to the windward mark. You can see in the distance the gusts are really quite dark and dense on the water, really hitting down off the land as the wind comes down from aloft where we're viewing the racing from on the drone. Looking down the course here, one boat's already jibed off. They want to make good of a left shift and they've got 20 knots probably now. In the far distance on the right there, the city of Scheveningen is in the sun and the clouds are starting to break up. That's good for us for more wind. Gamera Racing into the bottom here. Grinders pumping the handles hard to bring the boat up on angle. Kinley Fowler there hiking hard out of that rounding and a lovely turn up here onto the breeze as we exit out of this mark. Trying to make sure we're getting all the weight up, hiking hard, putting the boat onto the breeze and sailing upwind into the next patch of wind. Boat 2 coming into the gate is going to round the opposite mark. So we've had one boat go around the port rounding mark and the second boat go around the starboard rounding. The fleet's coming down. They're coming down in lots of breeze and some of the boats have overstood coming down into the bottom here. One boat with a white spinnaker coming down, sailing below the boat, coming upwind on port tack. And that's going to be difficult for them. They're going to have to drop and then come above boats. They're just dropping now. Looking at the fleet from the top mark, we are seeing Gamera Racing still dominating this race. The boat in second, Charisma. They're tacking with a couple of lengths to go before the top mark here. A couple of lengths just to then get on the starboard tack ley line. But the onboard camera here of Gamera Racing showing a big effort from these guys, pumping those handles hard to try and make sure that that kite goes into the sky the fastest possible out of all the boats. They're very keen. The jib getting set there, They've got the kite up, they're set, and they're off, and they're already planing. Looking down the racecourse, though, we have got lots of action. There's lots of boats all coming in together in the sort of 5 to 10 range in the fleet. But it's Charisma there in second, who have set well and have a good lead. They've probably got 10 lengths. It's really, really spread out here on this second beat. Very puffy and very patchy, really shifty. It's a gain for the red logo on the Black Star boat, and here we have Team Aqua have done a great gain up this beat. They are coming around here in third. An excellent upwind there for Chris Bake and the team on that ship. They're really sailing that boat fast in these gusty, shifty conditions, with Black Star racing round in fourth. They're in good shape too. Who's it going to be in fifth? It's Team Nika in fifth. Vladimir Prushkin with Nick Asher doing tactics. They're gradually working their way up, but as the boats come round, the boats in 3 and 4 have had a difficulty getting the kite up. There's a big gust hitting the fleet as they get to the top mark. And who's going to be round in 6? Oh, there's a big spill there from the current world champions. Team Nika have almost have a wipeout. How's it going to be? There's Aleph Racing trying to ghost round the mark here, trying desperately to get around the mark. A little bit of difficulty for them. They just parked up, trying desperately to swish round the mark and haven't made it. They're now on port tack, now infringing 2 boats coming up to the top mark. That means that Team Wow has to tack for them, and Calero Marine is also having difficulty to get around the mark because they had to avoid there, but they're just going to squeak round. There'll be a penalty there for Aleph, I imagine, and that will really affect their overall chances of the title here and on this day too. As we come round here, they've had to do 2 tacks. Now Wow Racing has had to be slowed as well. They've had a very, very slow rounding, and meanwhile the rest of the fleet are charging downwind, trying to make good of these gusts as they go downwind. As we come out of the mark there, the boats are all setting downwind, but looking down from the leeward side of the finish now here, it's a real good race here. Real solid performance from Team Gamera. A race win in race 4 of the 44 Cup Scheveningen. But who is going to nail the second place? It's really tight. There's a boat on port just having to round behind the Black Star boat. The Black Star boat was on starboard. They were right away boat. The boat on port still is struggling to get back down on angle. They're struggling like crazy trying to get the boat managed. I think it was Team Aqua. They've had to drop the spinnaker a little bit. Now they have to rehoist. That gives Team Nika a lovely opportunity to get past them, and they swing through into 4th place, gaining 1 place just down at the finish there. But is it going to be, and who's coming down next? Is Aqua going to get going before Team Siref Vader managed to come past them as well? I think not. I think maybe Aqua are going to manage to get down on through to the finish. Who's it going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Aqua and Team Siref Vader finishing down there at the same time. What a close finish. This fleet really does leave no room for errors, and that's a tough finish for the team on Team Aqua. So going into race 4, we have a good result from Gamera Racing. That puts them in the lead with 13 points. Siref Vader with a 6 in 16. Nika with a 4 in 3rd place. Artemis in 4th. Aqua in 5th. That's a good result for them. And Aleph in 6th. So start of race 5, we have 25 seconds to go. It's still very windy and it looks even more puffy than it was before. Gamera Racing tacking to approach on port. They've been slightly far away. The tide has changed a little bit. It's not as slack as it was earlier, and maybe that's affecting the team's time and distance call into the line. As they come off the line here, you can see Team Aqua tacking above them to be on port. These 2 boats on port trying to get out of the start line behind the pack of boats who are starting mid-line on starboard. These gusts coming down the course are absolutely massive. The boats at the pin end. Oh, there's a boat that's had to go back. Looks like that might be Aleph Racing having to go back. but the four boats down at the pin end who started on the starboard are just about to get into a little bit more wind. Meanwhile, the other boats in the middle of the line are on port. What's that mean for us as we come to the top? Well, there are 4 or 5 boats that have stretched their lead a little bit, extended away from the others. It's super close here though. It's a nightmare coming into the top. The boat that's leading, it's Calero Marinas, is going super slow, trying to ghost around to ghost around the mark, and they've just about made it. They're coming around the mark now, hoisting that big Jenica. They are rounding in the lead. A great first leg for them. Oh, a massive knockdown. A massive knockdown for them as they come around the top mark. It's Charisma who are overlapped above them now and can't get around. That opens the door for Artemis Racing. Artemis Racing go from third round the top there to potentially leading, and the Calero Marinas still haven't managed to get the kite up and sorted without stalling out. That has really opened the door. It's now Artemis Racing leading from Charisma, with Team Nika having to sail round over the top of Calero Marinas. Aleph Racing now is in 4, Gamera in 5. What a shame for the Spanish team. That was their best upwind so far, and that's a real impact to their race overall. Black Star in 6, who's in 7, Aqua in 7, with Calero and Sierra down to the bottom. The skies have darkened, the wind has increased, and they really are all flying downwind. Who's it going to be into the bottom? It's a good ley line from Team Artemis. Team Artemis showing a great set of wheels on that downwind. Spinning the boat up on angle. Spinning the boat up on angle to bet the exit on the mark. The boat's on fire. They're really launched now. These are the conditions we like seeing for the 44s. Who is going to be in second? It's Aleph Racing. Had a fantastic rounding there in second. Hula Peak, Michele Avaldi, the tactician, weaving their way through the fleet, and it's the team from the local team from Team Charisma who coming around in 3, with in 4 round the other mark is Team Nika on starboard coming out of here. Team Gamera, the grey boats, the young guns from Sweden, looking to round on port, to go out on port, upwind now. The grinder, Neil Hunter, crazy on the pumps, trying to get that Jenica in and also get the jib sheeted on. Black Star following them. So we have a split. We've got 5 boats going out on port and 2 boats going out on starboard. The 2 boats on starboard looking to really push into the big patches of breeze. As we look at the top of the course for this race 5, Artemis have really extended. They've made a nice job here. The wind's slightly less now, not quite so extreme as it was at the leeward mark. As the boats come into this top mark, it's now a solid rounding for Artemis. They turn the boat down nicely, get the boat underneath the rig to make sure that hoisting the spinnaker's nice and smooth and easy. Looking back into the fleet from their rounding, the guys on the bow making sure it's all nice and clean and clear for the rounding. They're all running J3s here, so it's well into the 16 plus wind range. The starboard ley line here is super close. It's Team Charisma in 2, from Aleph in 3, from Nika having had a good beat in 4. 5 is Black Star, being pressed hard by the Black Hawk of the Slovenian boat Team Sierra Veda. They're coming round. They're about to round now. The bowmen on the boats dragging the kites out, pulling the kites forward to go under the jib to get out, so it's easy for the tack to get out to the end of the pole. Pulling that kite out after 1 lap already is very heavy and a real tough job. It's Gamera Racing who've just dropped a little bit on that upwind. Not quite so good upwind for them, but as you can see, as soon as those big jets are up, the boats are up. They turn the boat up, they get up on the step, as they call it, and get the boat ripping. The boats are planing downwind now with full gas. As we come into the bottom, there's a bit of a loss in distance from Team Artemis, the boat in second, but this race is going to be Artemis's victory. Artemis coming in for first place in race 5 of the 44 Cup Scheveningen. Who is going to be in second? It's again to the boat in second here. They're coming downwind now, planing through the finish line, and it's going to be Team Charisma. It looks to be Team Charisma coming down. Monaco 69 on their sails. they are going to make sure they secure second there. Great result from them. Looking back up the fleet, the veiny wind, really pulses of wind hitting off the land and hitting down into finish. We've got a very pressed up boat trying desperately to come in and lay into the finish here. Are they going to keep the kite filling? No, it's just flapping as they come into the finish. Who's that going to be? Who's that going to be coming in third? It's a tough finish because they've also got the red kite coming in down behind them. That looks like that's Team Nika just snuck in round the committee about end of the finish line from Team Black Star in 4 and 5. And then in 6, it's going to be, who's it going to be coming down in 6 on port jibe here with Gamera racing after them. 6 looks to be Sea Ref Vader. Team Sea Ref Vader in 6 with Team Gamera struggling to get that kite. They won't want to flap it too much because it's very easy to burst the kites when it happens. So after 5 races, Gamera Racing is 1 point ahead of Artemis Racing, the sister ships from Sweden, with Team Nika up to 3rd place in 20 points. Team Sierra Vader 26 in 4, Black Star Racing in 5. Now to Francesco Bruni, tactician on Gamera Racing, who are currently leading the regatta overall.
It was a good day. Definitely the first race was a really good one for us. We lead pretty much from the beginning and we could hold on the lead. It was a nice, fun race with plenty of breeze. The second one was fun as well, but I made a few mistakes here and there on the upwind, especially on that second upwind. And we ended up 6th. It's very tight racing, so we are very happy that we are not doing huge mistakes. And yeah, it's still we are all very close within a couple of points. So I think we just have to look at not so much at the results, but the fact that we are sailing well. That's the most important thing.